In today's class, we're going to discuss about SIP, Session Initiation Protocol. So what are the SIP services are available? How to set up a call to the known IP address. So if a sender is known to the receiver and also his IP address, definitely we can set up the call with the help of this protocol. So we can going to discuss so throughout this class. So what is SIP? SIP is a session initiation protocol. It is an open protocol. It is a freely downloadable over the internet and also a lightweight protocol. So what are the main functions of SIP are available? So it provides a mechanism for establishing the calls between the caller and callee over the IP networks. So what is the meaning of that? So definitely establish the calls. So between any caller, any callee, so over the internet, IP network is nothing but it is over the IP addresses are known to each other. So definitely establish the call with the help of this. So that is a session initiation protocol. So not only over the telephone lines, we can establish the call over the internet. So through this session initiation call also, so caller and callee, so provide the mechanism how to set up the call, so how to share the encoding formats. So everything will done by this, and also how to call has been established with the sender and receiver or a caller and callee. So over the internet, I'll going to discuss in the further slides also. It allows the caller to notify the callee that it wants to track a call. So here caller will notify, it is allows that caller will notify that. So it is allow the calls. So here it is what is the meaning of that? So caller will notify it is calls to be very easily. So with the help of this, it wants to start a calls. So here, so it is allow the participant to agree the media encoding formats. So here different encoding formats are available for the media. So that should be it is with the help of so encoding formats. What exactly it is available? It is both the communicating parties. Both the communicating parties are agree the encoding media. So that is exactly it is so allow the calls. It is very easily so that with the encoding format. So here, so it is provides the mechanism for the caller to determine so to the current IP address of the callees. So we can identify very easily. So it is as you know that. So it is a mechanism for caller to identify. So that is the current IP address of the caller. So what is the current IP address? Communication address has been used so by the so opposite person, that is a callee. So we can identify by the caller. It is a very easily that mechanism also having with the SIP protocols. And also so both the participants, both the communicating parties, caller and callee. So what type of media is agreeing? So who is so the sender is agreeing to that. So as in when caller sender is a caller. So receiver is calling. So sender is so sending the encoding format. It is agreed by the so that is a receiver. So that is the calling. So receiver, whatever the encoding format is, it is agreeing or not by the so sender. So that has been communicate with each other. So then establish the call management. So communication is possible. So it is some more information about some mechanism for call management. So detail, so what are the mechanism is available for the call management? So it is adding the new media stream. So at the, during the call, so assume that it is already call has been established. So call has been so initiated. So till termination of the call or end of the call, so the conversation is possible between the sender and the receiver or caller and callee. So at the during the call management, so once it is established the call, so adding a new media streams, we can add so what type of media streams you requires we can add. So that is changing the encoding. So that is encoding formats are available. We can change the PCM. So for example, GSM encoding format is available. So you can change. So whichever so that is a format you require. So definitely even so that is a Kali has to agree. So even color has changed the format. Kali has to agree. Then only so you can change the formats. So the changing the encoding so the encoding formats. So that is audio format can definitely it is a change. So that is a PCM format, a GSM format. These type of formats can be able to change, but is agreeable by the so Kali at this receiver can be able to agree. So definitely you can change the encoding formats. So next is we can invite the new participant. Just like a conference calls, we can so invite even other so that is a persons. So conference calls normally 2 3 people are inviting. So we are adding. So we can make it as a conference calls here also. So we can make like a conference calls. We can add the new participant. So at the time of call itself, so that is how exactly we making a conference call. So that is the way even in the session initiation protocol. So making a conference calls. So that is I invite the new participants. So even during the call management itself, and also call transfers. So call transfer and call holding. That is exactly you are doing in a call transfer to other person. Suppose if you already call video conference that is a uh, conference has been done. So even adding a new participant at that time, so call transfer has been taken place. We can transfer from one user to other users. So other friends, so we can able to transfer. So definitely that is again one-to-one communication only that is possible. Again, call holding. So we can hold the calls. So normally when we making a conference call, so we can hold sometimes. So hold button is available. Here also that is a hold button is available. So we can hold sometime. So during the call also. So these are all the so in detail so about call management during once it is the call has been set up between the caller and callee. So these are all call we can manage very easily, adding a new media streams and changing the encoding formats and inviting the new friends or new participants and call transfer and call holding. So these are all the other operations are added. So the session initiation protocols are defined so with RFC 3261. As you know that, so RFCs are very important with a 4-digit number. So these RFCs are, it is a detailed information about session initiation protocol. So what is session initiation protocol? So what are the services are available? So what are the visions of long-term and short-term visions are available? And so how to develop, how to set up between the caller and callees and call management. And that is a coding about so the call management. So what is the how to code at the sender side, how to coding at the receiver side. So detailed information. So we can get back like a PDF files. So PDF informations we can get back. So we can download over the internet. So we can so what to do. So we can search in the internet. So we can type RFC so 3261 in the search engine like Google. So you can place these RFCs so we can get to detailed information about session initiation protocol. We can get back. So that is what the importance of request for comment. That is RFC 3261. So every protocol that is a unique RFC numbers are provided. So that is a request for comment. As and when users are request about the particular protocol. So this protocol 3261 that is a unique number are initiated. So we can get back the detailed information about the session initiation protocol from the scratch to so that is advanced information we can get back about as a PDF files are over so 30 40 so that is yeah any number of pages depending upon total information about this session initiation protocol we can get back. So what is the long term vision about session initiation protocol? So all telephone calls, video conference calls take place over the internet nowadays. So what is that? Instead of using earlier telecommunication people, they are using telephone calls. So over the telephone lines, so with the device, so which are connected as a landline phones. So as and when technology advanced, it is a wireless era. It is came into existence. So it is a mobile phones are came into existence. So all telephone calls normally. So any audio, so conversation with sender and receiver or caller and callee. So over the internet, it is also possible. Even video conference call take place. Even conferencing call will also take place. So even we can add the new participant. So 3-4 persons we can add at a time. So even by not only 3-4 person, even 5-6 people we can add as a conference calls and make a conference, and so we can discuss with each other one to one, and it is take place over the internet. So that is also a possible. Even the people identified by the names or email address. How do you identify each and every person's? So once it is made a conference call, assume that 5 people or 10 people are added, and the conference calls, every people can identify over the internet. So with their names or email address. Email address. So usually for every user there is a, so names are available or email addresses are available. We can identify that. So each and every, so that is a caller and callee. Not only so 2 people. So even other new participant which are added as a conference call, we can identify very easily. So over the internet with their email addresses and names. So rather than phone numbers, instead of so identify their mobile numbers or landline numbers, so we can identify very easily over the internet by his or her names. So with the, so names and our email addresses. So even can reach the callee. So even we can reach the callee. So no matter where callee is roams. So we cannot so where it is we cannot wait. So we can with the connectivity is established to the, so new participant. So we can identify even over the internet, even if a callee is roaming. So one place to another place is roaming. So we can identify very easily. So that is a callee. Okay. If the callee is a desire, so but is a agree. If it is established the call, so call management. So already that is a conference call. So has been connected. So is already established the call. So call management is happened. So we can who is exactly a callee. So who is exactly connected. So wherever he or she may be, so he's even in the roaming, we can identify very easily. No matter so what IP device Kali is currently being used. So, but so IP device it does not matter. So IP device is so whether he's using the smartphones, whether it is using the, okay. So that is a laptops does not matter. But it is a column management is happened. So we can identify that. So that is a callee. So we can identify that destination person very easily. So with the help of IP addresses, with the help of, so whatever the IP device, so it is over the internet. It is so we can identify very easily. So that is a callee persons. Okay. So next is we're going to discuss the SIP services. So already we have discussed some of the mechanism. So again, we can so detail about this SIP provides the certain services to the end users. So it is a provide the mechanism for call setups. So when we so establish that between the sender and the receivers, so caller and callee. So that is a, so it is a call setup. Call is a auto setup. So for caller, let callee know that she wants to establish the call. So so here caller. So who is exactly my a callee? So that is a, we want to identify the callee over the internet. How do you identify? So with the help of his names or so his or her names. So with our email addresses, we can so once it is established the call, so we can identify with the, so his names as well as our with the help of IP addresses or with the help of email addresses, we can identify very easily. So by the caller, okay. So who is exactly my callee? So we can identify very easily. That is the one way. So once established the call, we can identify the callee by the caller. It is a very easily with the help of names or IP addresses, or it is a so email addresses to which we can identify that. So that is a callee. So callee can agree the media type encoding, media type and the encoding. Media type is nothing but what is the audio type. It is a, so it is a conversation audio type. So definitely it is a agree by the, so both the caller and callee. So definitely, so once call management is happened, so before establish the call, caller and callee must agree. Otherwise, so call management may not be established between the, so caller and callee. So here, so in the landline, so normally it is a caller is dialing the telephone numbers. So even so it is ringing on the particular person's Once it is dead, so it is pick up the particular device. So once it is a particular device has been picked up, it is established the call between the caller and callee. So here and here over the internet, so it is agree the media type and encoding the, so that is the formats like PCM, it is GSM encoding formats are available. So that I will discuss in the further slides. What are the encoding formats are available? How exactly agree by the caller and callee so during the call management. And and also it is a call setup is it is happened between the caller and callee. So even terminate the call or we can end the call. So any either caller or callee can able to end the call. So and determine the current IP address of the callee. So we can easily identify. So the current IP address of the, so that is a caller can identify very easily. So what is the IP address used by the callee? Okay, so the sender is identified very easily. So what is the receiver IP address? Okay, so that is the meaning of determine the current IP address. It is a, so because it maps the mnemonic identifiers. So we, so is unique identifications it is possible. So with the help of is names or it is a email address and IP addresses. Definitely, this is the way with which we can identify that. So caller and so that is the caller can identify the callee. So who is exactly my opposite and so that is the receivers. So that is exactly so who is to whom I'm communicating. So that has been identified very easily. So with the help of IP address. And here call management, adding a, so call management during the already call has been set up between the caller and callee. So we can adding the new media stream during the call itself. So we can add the, so suppose if it is a media streams are not accepted by that is a callee. So we can add the some more media streams. So that is again caller can add so new media streams. Even either side can add the new media streams, but either side, so that is a caller and callee can able to agree. So once it is agree, so definitely, so that new media so streams can able to add. So next is so changing the encoding so formats. Encoding formats are encoding the, so that is a encoded audio types can able to change. Audio can be encoded so with the help of a PCM or GSM. These are the, so that is a standard encoding formats are available. Pulse coded modulation, GSM modulation. Okay, so many the types are available. So so once it is agreed by caller and callee, so definitely we can change the even encoding formats during that. So once call management or call setup is happened between the sender and receivers. Again, invite others. So we can do the conference calls. So we can add the new participant very easily. So with the help of invite others. So invite others is nothing but so conference call. It is also possible with the help of this session initiation protocol. So we can transfer the calls and hold the calls. So we can transfer the call to the one user to other users. So again, one-to-one communication only. But so we can other participant can also so talk with each others. So to the any other again try to so establish the session at the time of session initiation protocol. So even other participant can also participate. So to conversation is possible with others. So that is exactly transfer and hold the calls. Hold the sometimes suppose it is a so during conference calls. So to add the people, so hold button will press. So that is a hold sometimes. So any person's it is not interrupting is also interrupting. So we can press the hold button like so even here also we can press the hold buttons and so sometimes so during the call also. So that is what we call as hold calls. So this is very important. So how to set up the call to the known IP address. So here, so there is a two persons, Alice and Bob. Alice, she, how exactly she is communicated to the Bob. Okay. So Alice having a computer, or it is a desktop computer or a laptop computer is using. Even it is a Bob having a desktop or laptop. So this Alice computer is configured with the IP address. So 167.180. So some IP address is configured. 193.64. That is the 210 and .89. This is the IP address is configured to so Bob machine. So here Hollis is sends so one so that is a message. So Alice, so what type of a message? Alice is a SIP, so that is a session initiation protocol. So using and invite messages will be sent. What is the invite message contains? So it is indicates, so that is our port number and IP address and encoding so the format she prefers to receive. So she which encoding format I am preferring. So it is offering to the so opposite person. So Alice is always invite to the so Bob. I'm encoding format. I'm so this type of encoding format. So I'm okay. So accepting. So it is inviting. So he is inviting that the Bob at the rate of always it is a 193 IP address will mention IP address. That is a Bob. Invite the Bob at the rate of so the IP address of Bob machine. So it is always should be no. So during the setup thing call, so that is a caller can able to know the Kali IP address. Okay, so that is a Alice should know about the Bob machine IP address. Okay, so that is she Alice is invited. So Bob at the rate of that is a Bob IP machine address. So 193.64.210.89. So again, so it is a so what is our IP address? It is also communicated by so Alice. So you see that C in IP4, IP version 4. So 160. So that is a IP Alice IP address also. So it is invited. So here it is a so while during the so that is inviting. So that is exactly so invited by so Alice. So with the IP address and also audio. So what type of audio it is exactly it is encoding. So audio so encoded formats. Encoding formats she prefers. So that is exactly it is also communicated to. So that is it is audio 38060. So that is a encoding format. So it is a PCM. So she prefers a PCM encoding format. So it is a pulse coded modulation. So encoding format. So I have to prefer. So with the port number 5060, she is communicated to the bar. So that is exactly the invite messages contains. So that is with the help of SIP protocol. So it is she is sending the inviting the Bob. Alice is sending so invite messages to the Bob. Again, Bob is respond back to that. So Alice invitations. So you can in the second step you can observe here. So Bob's terminal it is ringing on. So that is once it is invited. So Bob terminal just like your a telephone. So how exactly? So once it is dialed down a particular landline or mobile number. So it is keep on ringing. So similarly here also the Bob is terminal is ringing on. So once it is rings, so it is Bob is open the particular SIP invite messages and is sending Bob is sending 200 OK message indicate his port number. So is Bob port number it is indicate. Okay, so it is a 200. It is a so OK messages is sending and indicate his port number. So this is my port number 5060 only communicating. It is exactly it is a so this is a IP address also is she here, Bob is communicated to that Alice. So what is his IP address? IP address already know that 193.64. So that is also so communicated to the Bob to Alice. So while sending so confirmation messages, 200 OK message, and also audio encoding format of Bob is communicating. So Bob audio encoding format so communicated to Alice. So with the port number 5060. So this is the information has been sent by the sent by the Bob to the again to the Alice. So in the second step, once Bob's terminal is ringing on, so this information is has been sent by Bob to Alice. Again, so Alice is sending in the third step, so acknowledgement message back to the, so that is a Bob. Alice send acknowledgement so message. What is acknowledgement message contains with the port number? So here where it is acknowledgement is nothing but is a confirmation. Yes, I'm also agreeing. So your that is IP address and encoding format, everything has been agreed. So that is the acknowledgement indicates. Okay. So once acknowledgement is received by the Bob with the port number 5060, so that is a call management is possible. So establish the call between the Alice and Bob. So once established the call, so exactly, so this is exactly the conversation is possible. So you see that, so that is the PCM, so that is a YMLA audio. The conversation has been communicated by Alice, so to the Bob. Again, it is a Bob is a GSM encoding format. So it is exactly audio format. So exactly communicated so with different ports. So the conversation is possible. Nowadays conversation is possible. So here SIP messages can be sent over. So normally, so either in TCP. TCP is nothing but is a connection oriented protocol. So the SIP messages can be either if it is a Alice machine and Bob is communicated. So in that, so it is a wired connection is established. It is a desktop machines are used. It is a wired connection. So TCP connection is very useful because it is a connection oriented protocol. So UDP protocol, it is a connectionless over the internet. Suppose if it is Alice using mobile phone, even Bob is using mobile phone. So it is a wireless device. At that time, UDP protocol is so useful. So UDP is a connectionless protocol. Here sent over so normally so either TCP or UDP. So connection oriented or connectionless protocol it we use. So this is the base protocol, but it is over that it is a RTP protocol it is using. RTP is a real-time application protocol. So it is a conversation. It is a possible. Already I told it is a SIP management is works on RTP. So RTP is runs on runs over the UDP. So it is exactly the SIP management protocol. It is a session initiation management protocol. It is also used the RTP real-time protocol. It is a application real-time application. It is a because it is a IP. So way call management is established, and also default SIP port number is 50. So this is the default SIP port number, and you think that for establish the connection. So it is a that is a default port numbers they are using by the Alice's conversation with the a Bob invite message is sending, a Bob confirmation is sending, even default port number is 5060 they are using. So you see that even acknowledgement is sent by the Alice to the Bob. So default port number 5060 they are using. So I think so. This is exactly the so the how to set up a call. So to known IP address. So suppose if it is a caller, it is already know the IP address. So definitely, so that is a Kali IP address. Kali IP address is already know. So definitely we can able to set up a call. So call management is established. So once it is a call management is happened, so it is how long you can so able to call, so conversation is possible. You can converse with each other and till termination of the call. So you can definitely so your call your relay is happen between the sender and the receivers. So till terminate the connection. So by or end the call. So that is either by the caller or callee. So your the call setup is going on. So I think this is how so we can set up the a call. So here, so in, some more information about how to set up the call. A card codec negotiations. What is this codec negotiation? Suppose a Bob does not have a PCM YMLA encoders. So Bob, so that is a so receiver Bob does not accept this so PCM YMLA encoder does not have encoding encoder is not available at that time. So Bob will so it is not accept that. So that is exactly invite messages that is sent by the Alice. Bob will so it is a reply that I'm not accepting. So while replying, so 606, this is the numbers, it is not acceptable. This is the number indicates that it is a not acceptable, will delivered back to that. So instead of a 200 OK message, so the Bob will deliver 606 not acceptable reply. So when it is a so it is a Bob is sending, so when Bob does not have a so PCM YMLA encoder. So at that time, so Bob will send a not acceptable reply. So to the Alice. Okay. So as a instead of the 200 OK message, so Bob will send 606 not acceptable reply message to the Alice. So listing is the encoders. So and also so this is my encoding the formats I can able to accept. So then list will be sent to the so again to the Again, it is a inviters. Inviter is nothing but it is Bob is so send a list of encoding formats I am accepting, like it is sent to that. So that is Alice. Again, Alice can then send a new invite message, advertise the different encoders. Alice is also saying this is the my encoding formats. Can I able to accept like it is a new encoding will advertise to the different encoder to the Bob. So Bob again it is a not accepting. Again it is sending it. So this is the way it is a conversation, the product negotiation. It is a conversation is so going on. So it is Alice will notify this is my encoding. So that is a format. Can I able to accept? So again it is a so if it is not acceptable. So what is my encoding format? It is sent it by Bob to the Alice. Okay. So this is the negotiation is going on, but both the parties can accept. Then only call setup is going on. So here rejecting the call. Bob can reject with a replace. So that is sometimes with a busy, I'm busy or gone, payment required and forbidden. These are the reply will send. So when rejecting the call, so suppose if it is a call is not set up between the caller and Kali or Alice and Bob. So Bob can reject. So yeah, so with the message. So when we reply messages, I'm busy. So just like in telephone line. So suppose if it is any so mobile users or telephone users are busy, line is busy. So definitely it is replaced. Here it is even in the internet. So it is Alice and Bob's conversation. Busy, gone, payment required, and forbidden. This information so indicates that it is rejecting a call. So media can be sent over the RTP or some other protocol also. So definitely, so even RTP protocols are so not using. Even we can similar type of RTCP protocols may use some other protocols. So that is so media. So for real-time applications, so for the audio conversation, even RTP is a must because it is a real-time protocol, real-time application purpose only they are using. So because real-time is nothing but it is so over the internet, audio conversation is going on. So that is a exactly it is a over the internet audio conversation. That is a live audio conversation is going on. So it is a definitely so that is possible with the help of RTP only. Okay. So that is so the use of RTP protocols. So that is with the SIP protocol. So here in this class, we have discussed about so what is SIP, what are the services of SIP, how to set up a call so to known IP address. So how exactly a caller can know the IP address and how do you set up with the calling. So that has been discussed in today's class. Thank you.